welcome to Not Another Crime Podcast. I'm Georgia Lowe.
I'm Sammy Peterson.
I'm a journalist.
And I am not. And you know what? We're not just by ourselves to goddamn day.
To goddamn. Oh, I like that. That's fun to say. To goddamn day.
I am gonna put we have a wonderful, wonderful special guest who you might know because we talk about him as the person that composed the music to this very goddamn podcast.
That's right. Every single episode at the end we say, and thank you to the wonderful Oliver Clark.
And he knows because he listens.
Song. And just before, when we said to him, we shout you out at the end of every episode. He goes, why? We said, for doing the music. And he goes, oh, that's right.
It was so long ago.
To our favourite guest and number one listener, Oliver Clark.
Comedian, musician,
yes,
writer, I don't know, actor.
Yes, I guess.
You do everything.
A little bit.
He does everything.
And the
composer.
Cook.
And the cook.
Yes, I'm a
the cook of
You've
this
never
podcast.
cooked for me.
You've never asked.
All you have to do is ask.
You know what?
Do you like fish?
I like fish. So, Oliver, I don't need to tell you listeners this because you can hear him and you will hear him far more. Oliver has the hands down best voice in the world.
Correct. Thank you.
I used to think it was Russell Crowe, and I must be clear, I'm talking about speaking voice, not singing voice. Not,
You
and
look
that's not
exactly
you.
like
That's not you.
Russell.
Russell Crowe.
Well.
You're constantly throwing phones at people.
Exactly.
That's an old reference, but a fun
very
reference.
old. Oliver Clark has the single best speaking voice and singing voice I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Ooh, you backed it up with the double.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason we're talking about
golden tonsils.
fish is because everything Oliver says sounds like a grand statement.
It really does.
And he'd been to the pub one night and we said, how was your dinner? And Oliver said, good. And I can only assume he was there with a friend named Kane because the next sentence
There was no context.
There was no context. He said dinner was good and
Kane loved his fish.
Georgia laughed about that for so long and continually says that to me. Like, if we're out at a restaurant, I was like, she will go, Kane loved his fish.
Also, I just like it's that thing of wanting to include people in your life.
Yeah,
so you just drop the names. They'll eventually get used to where that person falls into your life.
Sammy, may you say that sentence as you would?
Yeah.
Just as you would.
Kane loved his fish.
Yeah, and I'd say it was good. Kane loved his fish.
Yeah.
They're not interested.
They're not interested.
They are not interested.
The way you make it sound like it's of utmost importance, which it's not.
No, you got to make the most boring things sound like they're
That's right. That's
the
showbiz,
center
baby.
of my universe.
We're literally still talking about it about 6 months later.
I've been doing much of the thing where people ask me a question and now I just pause for an elongated amount of time and just give them like a really bland word answer like, good. Like, that's the only word my brain could come up with, but you deliver it with conviction.
Well, Oliver and I are also obsessed with saying about anything, just going, I do oblige. Or just out of nowhere going at the end of a sentence going, alas.
Alas. Oh, I must oblige.
Alas.
Oh, I feel so unsatisfied with just saying alas, and not finishing.
And looking off into the distance.
Alas what? Alas what?
So I made a comedy film one time about, it was called Fraud Festival, and it was about Fire Festival, kind of take off of that. And there is a scene where Oliver, because it's improvised, I didn't know what the actors were going to do, and Oliver is the funniest person in that film, and there's one part where Oliver looks off into the distance, and usually a scene would end on someone hitting a point to get to the next scene. And we did that. And then Oliver, for no reason, just has a beer in his hand. He looks off after talking at someone for ages and just looks up into the distance and goes, wow.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
It's like it should go on to something, but no.
Well. And then that's it. That's the whole scene. But so I would like to say how I met OC, and then G, I'd love to hear you talk about the first time that you realised Oliver and my connection from a song that you very much loved of Oliver's for a very long time. But so I was starting in the world of stand-up comedy. I was at a place called Spleen Bar. I was 18 years old doing comedy, and my friend Josie and I were at this comedy night. And usually after a comedy night, you kind of leave. I was like, I'm just going to see lots of other people like me kind of that are doing stand-up, just lots of guys with facial palsy. And I was like, I'm over it. I will support them no longer.
There was a lot of them about 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No,
something in the water. And and I was leaving, and Josie and I were going, okay, well, like we've seen this person, we've seen this person. And then Oliver came out on stage. And it was like a bomb went off in the room because it was someone so different that I'd never seen before, and someone that, you know, he's still my favorite of all time. But it was just someone so different. He won't look at me when I'm talking now when I give him a compliment.
I can't do it. It's hard to look at compliments.
But when
I'm the opposite.
unless you're giving them to the chef.
Hey, the cook.
The cook.
Yeah, I'm not a chef, Sam,
Please.
but I do cook.
But I do cook. Thank you so much. But it was so different from every single other person, and we were wearing this blue velvet suit, looking incredible,
yeah.
and just like, yourself.
How can it not feel good? Every time I put it on, I just go, ooh, yeah.
And just shaking everyone's hand in the crowd as he was.
You got to press the
Yeah,
flash.
you got to press the flash.
That's a horrible saying.
It was
Isn't
so
it
funny.
gross?
Press
Every
the
time
flash.
politicians go off, you got to press the flash. It's like it conjures up the worst images I can think of.
Yeah. But so Oliver and I, we met through that, became friends years later, and then ended up living together,
Yes.
where we made a wonderful film clip that, G, I would like to give you as the beautiful lead into your story.
Okay,
How you got to know OC.
Thank you, Sammy. That was a great story. And I look forward to hearing it again.
If I could repeat myself right now, I'd love to tell the story again, but slower this time.
I'm not going to get through this. So a few years ago, I was listening to breakfast radio, and there was a guest comedian on talking with Tony Martin about a song they had done together. Well, this comedian had done the song, written the song, and Tony Martin was in the film clip for it. And the song was called Making Muffins. And if I may, it goes like this. I'm making muffins like a pussycat. We're pushing this and we're pulling that.
We're making muffins. Yeah, that's exactly how it went.
So good.
And I became obsessed because, as you all know, I have a cat. And so whenever she does the making biscuits, making muffins on the bed, we would sing that song at and to her.
How can you not?
Exactly.
Every time, because I got made aware of that phrase and I went, what? What is that?
Yeah.
It's when cats
do the little
pouring on
pulley.
the thing. Was oh my god, what a great song title!
Yeah.
And then it literally flowed out of me. You hear Gaga talk about songs just flowing out.
That's right.
This one was like just
It flowed. Oh, baby, it flowed.
So I've sung this song for years. I have put it as the song on many an Instagram story of Paudry for years and years and years.
Yours and yours and yours.
Now, when Sammy and I became friends, somehow we would spend hours and hours and hours watching, like showing each other YouTube clips of things, like our favorite things on YouTube.
Which included, because of Oliver, Ray Parker Jr. doing the Ghostbusters theme song.
one of my faves.
And it goes for like 16 minutes.
It's a 16-minute epic.
It
You can't turn away. Your ears don't want to plug. They just want.
We have
more.
never got through the full 16
No, we
minutes.
have not.
But one of the
I feel like an episode of 24, but it's really just 16 minutes.
But you can't get through it. It's not possible.
So one of the clips Sammy showed was Making Muffins by his friend Oliver Clark. And I went, what are you talking about? I don't just know this song. I love this song. And he said, have you ever seen the film clip? I said,
wow.
no. He puts on the film clip and Sammy goddamn Peterson is in the
In
film
the clip.
Yeah. As the
Wow.
cat dancer. One of the cat dancers.
The first, right up top.
With Scylla,
The best
of
one.
course.
Oh, yeah.
Top billing.
Yeah,
The
with
top
top billing. You got the top billing with
Is
a
this
billing.
interesting podcast stuff?
couple. You can always cut this out.
No, I don't think you need to. Yeah.
Hey, I
well,
wouldn't, but
I want to get into today's story by asking both of you the
I
question.
need to say, I need to address the elephant in the room.
His name's
Wait,
Deep. Speak
mate,
under.
I'm
Something like that. We'll work on it.
Work on that, yeah.
We've got plenty of time.
My hair looks amazing today.
Oh, your hair looks
Wow.
amazing today.
I know.
Georgia, did I say
Someone
your
brought it up.
hair looks amazing?
I
looks
knew
really
neither
good.
of you wanted to say it because you didn't want to sound like those guys, but like
Yeah.
It looks
great.
really
I
good.
don't know why. I washed it this afternoon. I
Yeah.
styled it as always.
you have a
as
nap?
really
usual.
good.
No. Do I look like I had a nap?
No, but sometimes
Do
you
I
can
look
sleep,
like I
sleep
had
on
a
some
nap?
hair.
Yes.
No,
No,
you
no,
look
no.
well rested. I'm
It
not
is-
saying that, but
I'm not. It looks fabulous, and I just didn't want
it
you
looks really
guys
good,
to
Jen.
think that you know.
This is a regular thing.
Yeah, exactly. So,
do you think a lot of police go into the cell and go, "Hello, gentlemen, gentlewomen, you're looking very well arrested"?
Oh,
Sorry,
that's
I thought that
good.
was
That's
just a
very
that's
good.
Hey, how about this one?
How about this one? How about this one?
Two peanuts were walking down a street late at night. One was assaulted.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
nice stuff.
I
Hey,
like
nice
that.
stuff.
Thanks.
Hey, today I'm going to ask you the question. If I say the term democracy manifest, what springs to mind when I say that?
Talking about famous YouTube
Oh,
clips.
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
wow, you guys
yeah.
have really done work tonight. I like
Thank
this.
you.
You've
I haven't done any
linked
work.
everything.
No, this is all Sammy.
Hey,
Amazing. I
thank
love
you
it.
so much. But
I
democracy
just bring the
manifest.
good hair.
You do
Georgia with the good hair.
great hair. But
Can
it
we-
is
can
one
we
of my.
get that hair on the mic. Can we? Oh, that sounds
Yeah,
good.
it even sounds good. That's how good that hair is. But if I say that term, democracy manifest, I'm sure it brings up the wonderful clip that was uploaded in 2009. 2009.
However, Sammy, we do know that we have some international listeners.
Yeah.
So this is a very Australian thing. I don't know if our international listeners will have any reference point when we say that sentence.
Well, look, I'll play it for us now, and then I think that we should play the full clip in the episode as well, because it is just one of the funniest clips. Now, OC, when did you first see it?
I have a feeling it was around 2009.
Yeah.
It was definitely that long ago.
And it's one of your favourite clips of all time.
It was.
Yeah.
It's
could
a
not get
snippet
enough.
from the news.
Yep.
It is someone being filmed, being arrested, and they're being filmed by a news camera. And this snippet has become...
Sorry, George. You finished your sentence, sorry. Sorry.
popular.
That was worth it.
No edits.
We'll keep that in.
You just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what?
Come on.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? How dare get your hands off there. Ta-ta and farewell.
So I just get
Ta-ta.
Now,
I want to say
I can't
Stop
playing.
I
playing.
kept going.
Goes for ages.
I must say, not the content, but the delivery
Yeah.
has a fair bit of Oliver Clark about
It
it.
really
I think
does.
that's why I really enjoyed it at the time, because it's so
Yeah.
theatrical and just like everything is a statement. You know, it's that.
Now, do either of you know the story behind this clip?
Yeah, I do know a lot of it, but also I don't know how much is actually true.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's as I go, if there's anything that you remember, please do let me know as well. So, on the 12th of January 2009, a YouTube user by the name of Russell Furman published a video of a man whose name was claimed to be Paul Charles Dozer being arrested. The video was shot in 1988. The clip...
I see Osborne.
Yeah. Just 1 minute and 9 seconds long, appears to show an arrest taking place outside a Chinese restaurant in Brisbane, Australia. It quickly became one of the most iconic and memeable moments in Australian history. The man being detained is a very well-spoken and theatrical person, uttering a series of extremely memorable quotes while being manhandled by several police officers. Now, if you remember, he's going in feet first into it because they have to kind of lift him up to get his head in.
I thought he was going
Yes.
penis first.
Sounds like
Limp penis.
if you're listening to this and you haven't seen the
Oh,
clip,
yeah.
please do Google
Democracy Manifest or Succulent
Yeah.
Chinese
Succulent
meal.
Chinese.
to watch it as well, because
Oh,
it does
it's
give
so
even
funny.
more to the clip.
Absolutely. It sounds like he is quite posh, more English Australian, found in such places as Adelaide and Adelaide,
Where they dance.
where they dance, not dance. The viral video, often referred to as Democracy Manifest, has captured the internet with its eccentric and theatrical portrayal of a man's arrest outside the restaurant. with such lines as, "What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? And this is Democracy Manifest." The video has become an iconic piece of internet folklore, not just in Australia, but around the world. This video, filmed by a local film crew, gained widespread popularity on the internet and has since become a meme, celebrated for its absurdity. There have since been various uploads of the same video, but it remains hugely popular across all of them.
How many uploads do you reckon there've been in total? 'Cause
I can see like about 6 already from just a search. There's
That
like
seems
quite a few.
alright.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more.
the
though on
original
different
guy
websites.
must be spewing, taken away from his
Taken away
streams.
from that. Oh God, those
Hey, they're my streams.
They're my streams. Can I get them back? Send them to me. Or whatever that means. For me, this video and Bob Catter's "Let a Thousand Blossoms Bloom" remain my favourite things on the internet. Now,
And making muffins.
Oh, and making muffins,
Thank
of
you,
course.
Georgia.
Now, OC, I know that you love this video. G, what do you think about this video?
I have mixed feelings about it because
Yeah.
I love how theatrical and OTT
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
But I also know that he is
Yes.
not a nice
Yes,
person.
I'll go into that at the end.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah.
Because I get the inkling. I don't know him that well, but I get the inkling that this guy's just a thorough liar.
Yes, pathological liar,
Pathological,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah. Really interesting person, which we'll go into a little bit. There has been a book written about this man. And it is so interesting because no one knew who he was for a very long time.
Yeah, and people thought he was. Because I remember
thought he
trying
was
to look
dead.
him up, and
Yeah.
there were things going. He died of a heart attack.
Oh, he is
and
dead now, isn't he?
He is
He's
dead now,
yeah.
but
now,
at the
but back in
time,
say like 2012, I think I looked or something.
no
and
one
it was-
really knew. Yeah. Now, OC, there has been, and I have told a couple of people this before. You once thought about doing a stage play about this man.
Yeah, which seems an obvious thing, but I thought it would
it's
be
so
quite
funny.
funny to go and do the stage play in the restaurant before the arrest. You know, the moments leading up to
I
the arrest.
love that.
Because you know, I guess it's much like the Monty Python dining. Oh no, not
Yeah.
Monty Python.
Yeah.
Fawlty Towers
Fawlty
dining
Towers.
experience.
Experience.
But you know, like you could set it in the restaurant with the waiters and everything else.
I love it.
And I saw a clip of him being interviewed by Channel 7. I don't know how recent. You've probably done all your research on it. And excuse me if I'm treading on what you're already going to say.
Don't
But
tread
he-
on my line.
But he's
That's Jeff Phillips.
Yeah, very good.
Is that Jeff Phillips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tread on my line.
He said that he was in. He played Rum Tum Tugger in Cats the musical, and,
Jeff
and
Phillips, he won a Logie back
he
in
won a
the day.
Logie. And what did he say once? That don't tread on my. Don't. Tread
Oh, something, to one of the actors in Cats. He said something like, yeah, if you ever tread on my lines again.
Never tread on my line.
So good.
So
The report.
and it says Paul Dotzer, right? But
Yeah.
he keeps saying his name's Jack.
Jack Carlson. Is
Jack
his,
Carlson.
Carlson. Yeah.
Oh, but he said that. So he was eating his meal, and then he kept looking at this guy, and every time he looked at him, he chucked another dim sim in his gob. He looked suspicious.
Well, yeah, this is. I don't know how much of what he says is true, but there are some funny
Yeah.
reports leading up to it. So let me go through the video. It shows a man being escorted by police out of a Chinese restaurant into a waiting police car. There are several officers, which I think makes the situation so much funnier.
So
how many
many
police
police
officers there are. And also, like you'll notice, G, I don't know if they do this usually in news, but the clip itself has lots of different camera angles, which I thought was bizarre for a
Right.
news clip.
No, I
Is
think
that-
this
No,
is this. Sorry,
no,
you go.
please.
I,
You're
so
the
what
guest.
I heard was that it was kind of like a well-intended deployment of police, and they'd worded up the press. So there was it was
So
a thing.
it'll be all the different news stations.
From different
Their
cuts of it
cameras.
somehow.
Because they
from
said he
1988.
was an international criminal,
Well,
which I find very funny.
Yeah, so
Very
that's why
funny.
there's different
Which is not
angles.
true, but very funny that people thought he was.
Yeah.
So it's not a setup.
I
it's
mean,
that one
he
angle.
was in a Chinese restaurant.
That's true.
So
Very
is-
international.
So it shows a man, so a waiting police car. There are several officers, which I think makes it funnier. He says, "You just assured me that I could speak. A fascinating line. Is he saying he was assured he could speak to the media? Or was he hoping to speak to the officers themselves? It's never explained.
Right.
He's clearly agitated. He is then told that he's being placed under arrest and utters my favourite line, personally, from the video. I'm under what?
Like, it was out of the question, even though he's
So many
getting
police
handcuffs
officers.
and pushed into a car.
I'm under what?
And it's not just I'm what, it's
Yeah.
I'm under what.
I'm under what?
I've never heard that expression in my life.
Police try to wrestle him into the car, and to that he says, "Gentlemen, this is democracy manifest." As he is being forced into the car, he says, "Have a look at the headlock here, and then see that chap over there." And then he suddenly shouts, "Get your hand off my penis. This is the bloke who got me on the penis before." Which
that was very good.
Which is
Before?
wild.
Does he say people on the end of that? Before people?
I think so. He's addressing everyone. Yeah.
They assured him he could speak.
He then asks, "Why did you do this to me? For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal, a succulent Chinese meal," perhaps
is
the most famous sentence of the whole video.
Best line of
It's so
all
funny.
time. Succulent is not a word anyone
Not at all.
uses in normal everyday language.
Well, let me just say, when you're a cook,
Oh,
it
of course.
often presents itself.
As the police struggle to restrain the man, he says, "Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir." And then he states, yes, I see that you know your judo well. Good one.
Good one.
Good one. He is then forced into the car while asking someone inside the vehicle, "And you, sir," it's like he's just attacking everyone one by one.
Everyone.
"And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? How dare. Get your hands off me." Despite how popular this video is, the origin of the footage and the identity of the man involved remained shrouded in mystery for many, many years, spawning numerous theories and investigations. When the video started being shared around, no one knew who this man was or why, in fact, he was being arrested. Was he being arrested for simply eating a meal, a succulent Chinese meal? What was the real story, and who the fuck was this man? Do either of you know any of this in the end? I know that you said that he's a man called Jack.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
You said Paul initially. I didn't know that was
Paul Charles
I didn't
Dosa.
know, yeah, I didn't know there were different names.
Oh,
attached to him.
yeah. Do you know, G, who this man... I know that you said you know a bit of
about
his...
later
Yeah.
in life. Yep.
In 1988, Queensland police were conducting operations against dine and dash suspects and fraudulent credit card users.
Oh, so the charge was eating a succulent Chinese
Yeah.
meal.
Oh, can I just say on that credit card thing,
Yeah.
because I did see, there was only one clip I saw where he was interviewed by like 7 News or
Yeah.
something, and
It
they
would have been
said-
Channel 7. Yeah.
They said-
Excuse me, I would
um,
never.
They said credit card fraud, and he goes, "Credit card fraud? I only pay cash."
Yeah. Of course
It
he
was
did.
so obvious, like he was trying to,
Weird lie.
misdirect,
There was a credit card user at the time in Brisbane the police were trying to track down. It kept being used at restaurants, and they were hoping to close in on the suspect. One of the major suspects, who was believed to be the man in the video for a long time, was Paul Charles Dosa, a Hungarian-Australian chess player, an alleged serial dine and dasher.
Wow, what a king. Get it?
Oh, I love that.
Oh.
mate.
I'll be here all night.
What a porn. I don't know.
Yeah,
I tried my
yeah,
best.
that's
I tried my
pretty
best.
good, pretty good.
Paul loved to do a run-up on the bill, as we call it in Australia. An absolute
I
run.
got to say, for a chess player, I wouldn't expect that.
Oh, no.
Hey,
Hey.
They're sitting
usually
down a
slow.
hell
That's
of a
right, a hell of a lot. At the time, he had 54 convictions for failing to pay for his meals. Paul Charles Dosa was 48, unemployed, and of no fixed address. He was recently charged, at the time, with failing to pay for a meal after being further charged with obtaining credit by deception. He was placed on a 12-month, $500 good behaviour bond. He was eating at a Thai restaurant, eating a succulent Thai meal in Sydney. By 11 p.m., just before the police were called, Dozer had consumed $14.20 worth of food and $21.50 worth of alcohol.
And they were going to
arrest him for it because he always dined and dashed. This was his thing and they were trying to catch him. When the owner of the restaurant presented the bill, Dozer said he had no money and would return the next day to pay, the court was told. King's Cross police, who were called to the restaurant, carried out a fruitless search of Dozer's wallet before arresting him. Paul Charles Dozer was born in Hungary in 1940 and immigrated to Australia in the mid-1960s. He was said to have been a military research subject and a chip in his head and on his shoulder, and a Hungarian chess player.
Saying a lot now.
Yeah.
Wow.
According to his own words, he was a secret agent. Little is known whether or not
Are
any
we
of this...
talking about the same guy? Or are we talking about
Paul Dozer?
Talking
great.
about Paul Dozer.
Sorry.
Little is known whether or not any of this can be verified, but he was said to have an electronic device implanted between his left ear, which affected his behaviour.
Playing chess?
Playing chess.
I just feel like I need to point out if he has said in his own words he is a secret.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Also, I need to point out, born in Hungary, was hungry.
Oh, nice
Oh,
one.
Thank you.
I also feel like I need to make an admission here because we're talking about people stealing meals, and I accidentally
Oh,
stole
here we
a
go, here
burger
we
today,
go.
but I'm going to pay for it tomorrow. Oh, I feel better for even saying that already.
Today?
I accidentally
Yeah.
stole a burger today. Oh my god!
Wowee.
This is a
Don't say
crime
where from,
podcast.
Look,
I
This is
think
a crime
McDonald's aren't
podcast.
gonna miss the
no,
money.
No, I called up and I ordered it ahead on the phone because I'm a stingy bitch and I didn't want to give Uber Eats my money because they charge the restaurant and that's shit by them, and
Oh,
then they
that's
also
good
charge
for
me
you.
more. So
Yeah.
I called, said I was going to pick it up, and so then I went to pick it up, and I was like, I've got an order to pick up for Georgie, and they were like, here it is, and I'm used to picking up an Uber Eats order. So they went, here it is.
Just thought it was.
And I went,
Oh,
thank you.
wow.
And I walked out with it. And then it wasn't until I was at home eating it that I went, oh my God, I never paid for that. And they didn't ask. So I'm going to go back and pay tomorrow. Oh my God, I feel so much better. I felt like the universe made you tell me this story
That's what
today
I'm telling you. I'm
about
looking
dining
right at
and
you. I
dashing.
haven't looked at Oliver once I'm telling the story. Just direct eye contact. I got into a taxi the other day and just didn't give them my address because I was like, in Uber, you get so used to just going, oh, they know where I'm going.
I was gonna say,
Now
you didn't
drive.
give them
Yeah,
money.
no,
I was
no,
like,
I
oh,
did,
that's bad.
It is believed
I feel better.
that
Oh
Paul
my God, I was
Charles
the
Dozer.
Hamburglar.
Hey.
Well, that story certainly made me grimace.
Hey. Now, it is believed that Paul Charles Dozer dined and dashed in 110 different restaurants. And of-
Internationally?
Oh.
internationally. And of course, represented himself in court every time.
That's great.
Once upon a time in Brisbane, he stripped to his underwear in a French restaurant and offered his clothes as payment.
Well, that's what they do
Oh
in
my
France.
God.
That's actually correct. This time, when he was arrested, he asked the judge to free him from prison so he would be able to play the National Chess Championship. Unfortunately, the judge broke the heart of the chess player. Once, while playing chess, he introduced himself to his chess opponent while being extremely intoxicated and took a short nap during the game.
Don't you have a timer clock?
This is another great story about Dozer. The one time he called the police on himself when he was about to do a runner so his legacy could be kept alive.
That's why I'm telling you about the burger today.
Yes.
Tell my story.
Dozer used a number of fake names to the point that when he passed away, neither Crime Stoppers nor close friends believed that he'd actually died.
Oh my God.
The last chess game played by Paul Dozer was in 2002, which would support the fact that he probably died around 2003. Now, after these stories, you can probably see why a lot of people thought, especially internet sleuths, that the police had caught Charles Dozer as a man in the video, but it was not the case. Friends and family of Paul Dozer had announced that Paul had a distinct Hungarian accent, which he maintained until his death, while the man in the video uses a posh Australian accent.
Quite like one Oliver Clark.
Kind of like an Oliver Clark
Maybe I'm
himself.
Paul Dozer.
Oh, maybe Paul Charles Dozer.
Oh my God, hang on. His surname was Dozer and he dozed off during chess
That's
games.
right. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
The second theory was that the man in the video was a politician by the name of John Bartlett.
Hang on.
Mostly because he looks like the man depicted in the video.
John Bartlett was a Tassie I don't want to say that in case it's wrong.
John was born in England, which would support the accent found in the video, and looked a lot like the man.
Right.
He didn't get into state politics until 1999, which was more than 10 years after the original footage was shot. His marriage imploded in the mid-80s, which internet sleuths again thought would have impacted his behaviour in the video and maybe explained it. But sadly, the man was not John Bartlett.
That's very strange to say, it might be a politician.
It might be a
Surely a
politician.
politician is far easier to
Yeah, just
track
thought he
down.
looked like it.
Well,
but
I
they
say
weren't
he's
sure.
having a boozy lunch. He must be a politician.
He must be in a beautiful Chinese establishment. The next theory was that this was a fake TV comedy skit in Australia. The theory had been widely...
David Bartlett
Bartlett.
was the Tasmanian Premier. David Bartlett.
You know what? Very close.
But guess what? There was a Tasmanian Premier with the surname Fish.
Fish?
Yep, Philip Fish.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll
Philip Fish.
let Kane know.
This theory has been widely revolved around in different hands. It has certainly had a valid base to lean on. Where does this professional footage come from? The video is shot from 3 different angles, and we can undoubtedly say that in 1988, no casual pedestrian carried digital devices that could shoot videos of this quality.
Channel 9, 7, 10. Done. There you go.
But they were going, why were they there? You know, like
Because
why
there
were
was
they
an
there?
arrest.
Yeah, but I think that because they were there before, someone was obviously tipped off, but they were going, it's probably a comedy skit or something.
Right.
In the 80s, it was not okay to use the word penis in primetime television. It features so many iconic lines in just 1 minute, 9 seconds that it doesn't surprise me that people thought it was kind of a comedy skit. Australian punk band The Chats had a music video titled Dine and Dash that recreated the viral video with the actual man in the video. No one had known how to find him, but somehow the Chats did.
That's pretty great.
He was now going by the name of Jack Kay. Asked why he made such a show during the arrest, he said he wanted to appear crazy, so he might be placed into an asylum where it would be easier to escape.
Oh, God, he obviously hasn't seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, has he?
It is also said that he did actually make an escape quite easily the next day. Some have said that he paid his way out bribing a police officer to just leave.
Well, he only uses cash.
Yeah, he only uses cash.
It's all
Is
cash.
that an escape?
I don't know if that's an
Mark,
escape.
delete.
I was going to leave. Yeah. Smoke bomb.
Slipped him a crisp 20.
Back in 2020, after years and years of speculation, an Australian man named Jack Carlson came forward and confirmed that he was the person in the Democracy Manifest video. Carlson, a former actor and painter, gave interviews to multiple Australian news outlets confirming his identity. It's very funny to watch the footage of him talking about his paintings because most of the paintings are actually of his arrest.
Yeah, I saw one of them.
Yeah, they're so
And
funny.
one had 2 of him in it.
Yeah. Many, never enough. He explained that the arrest was a case of mistaken identity and claimed that he was wrongly apprehended. That's why he was so agitated.
And they thought he was Bulldozer.
Yeah.
And he was on the
yeah.
the grape juice, as he
The grape
quoted
juice,
in
he
the-
was, yeah.
Delicious.
Carlson clarified several long-standing mysteries. He was not Charles Bulldozer, the alleged Dine and Dasher. He was a trained actor, which explained the theatrical delivery of his now famous lines. He claimed to be the victim of mistaken arrest, asserting that he had done nothing wrong at the time. In an interview, Carlson also expressed his amusement at the video's viral fame, stating that he had been unaware of the global cult following for many years. In fact, he was very well known in Brisbane, known for being the man in the video, but it somehow never got around the world that this was actually him. In 2021, 7 News covered the story of the arrest, interviewing both Chris Reason, the reporter who had originally covered the story,
He still works.
and Jack,
What's his name? Chris
Chris
Reed.
Chris Reason.
He was the reason the story got out there.
Hey, nice one.
I don't get it.
And I never will.
What do you mean you don't get it?
He had only given...
Huh?
Oh, shut up.
He's playing with you.
Oh, shut up.
Hey, just teasing.
He's just teasing.
I'm just fooling.
I'm just fooling around.
Just a pawn
Anyway.
in your game, I know.
That's so true.
He had only given Chris his first name at the time. When Jack was asked for his surname, he replied, "It depends on which one you want."
Oh.
Chris went to interview him the next day, but he'd already gotten himself out of prison, vanishing into thin air.
What do you mean? Wait, is this the same time or?
Same time. Oh, no.
That's the
This
time
is
he
the time that he was arrested. Yeah, he escaped.
Just asked to leave.
Jack Carlson, born Cecile George Edwards
It's a seal.
on the 6th of August 1942, was arrested for allegedly paying for a Chinese meal with a stolen credit card. He was being followed by an American Express investigator who identified him as a credit card fraudster and called the police.
He was the one eating the dimmies.
He was the one eating the dimmies.
Oh, he's the Dimmy guy.
Dimmy
Can I
guy.
just say, did they not have anything better to do at the time than chase a
It's-
guy
I
who'd
don't
stolen
know.
one
Pretty
meal?
slow
Yeah.
week, I reckon.
I guess
Maybe
in Brizzy
in 88 there weren't many people that had
And was it
credit
King's
cards.
Cross? Was it around there? Is that where they were?
No, this was in Brisbane.
Oh, this is in
yeah,
Brisbane,
but there was
sorry.
also claims in Sydney as well,
Yeah,
which was
okay.
Is that an ignorant thing to say? In 88, maybe not many people had credit cards?
I don't know.
I feel
I
like
actually
that
don't know. It
might
was
be the
American
case.
Express as well.
I mean,
Yeah.
you'd
Yeah.
think you would have had a diners club.
Of course.
That's my
It's
card
very
of
good.
choice.
That's your kind of
Yeah,
choice.
they don't accept it anymore.
Doing your own
I
sponsorship
still
on the
insist on
podcast.
paying with it.
He refuted this claim. Evidence of this can be seen in the video where he very calmly tells police that they have the wrong man. Very calmly. The police have been trying to find this fraudster for a long time, and the finger was mistakenly pointed at Jack. All he wanted to do was finish his fried squid. Apparently, the card had been used in this restaurant quite a few times, and the owner was told to alert authorities if any customers came in acting suspiciously. Jack was a regular, and no surprises here, the owner thought he was always a bit suspicious.
Oh, you get the vibe, don't
But
you?
if he was
You
a
really do.
if he was a regular, wouldn't they know if he's paying or not?
That's true.
Yeah, I think they
And
just
so
thought
what's
he
the
was a bit
suspicion?
suspicious.
I don't think that's his real voice.
I don't think that's his real voice or
My
card.
usual table, thank you, good sir.
Now I'm picturing the opposite. You, Oliver, get arrested and you
Yeah.
start going, yeah, fucking you are.
yeah.
You what? The incident took place at the China Sea restaurant on 11 Duncan Street, Fortitude Valley.
Is it still going?
No, the restaurant has since relocated, but it still exists. Police have stated that as soon as Jack saw the cameras outside, that's when the theatrics began.
I love him.
They also
He's
said
good.
that as soon as the car drove away, all the drama went and he was very quiet.
Right. Right.
Jack Carlson began a lifelong career of petty crime in 1956
Not great.
as a ward of Blackheath Presbyterian Boys' Home in Brisbane suburb of Oxley.
That doesn't sound great.
No, where he
Straight away.
is alleged to have been subjected to physical and sexual
Yeah.
abuse through his teens. He was in prison for much of the first half of his life and frequently escaped. In prison, he met Jim McNeil and encouraged him to write plays about his prison experience.
Are we supposed to know who Jim
Well, I'm
McNeil
going to
is?
explain. I'm going to explain. I promise.
sorry.
No, I did not know
You
when I
delivered
looked it
it in
up.
such a way that I
Jim
went, I think I've
McNeil.
missed a bit.
Which he became famous throughout Australia, so his plays were very famous. According to Carlson, they remained friends until McNeil's death in 1982. For context, I read this about Jim McNeil. James Thomas McNeil was an Australian award-winning playwright. While serving a 17-year sentence in Parramatta Correctional Centre for armed robbery and shooting a police officer,
Oh, my God.
McNeil began writing plays. Within a few years, he was being hailed as one of Australia's 3 most significant playwrights of the 20th century, after, of course, Shake and Spear. Added that myself. He was released. He was released on parole 10 years early, won an Australian Writers Guild Award, and married actress and writer Robin Nevin.
What the fuck? Hang on. Can I just get on my fucking feminist high horse here for a second? First of all, clearly this was before cancel culture existed. But also, a man can shoot a police officer, go to jail, and still go on and win awards.
How
and
wild
just
is that?
get-
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to do this person as a
This
story.
is democracy manifest.
For which he later, separated from Robin Nevin. At the time of his release, McNeil's plays were being produced simultaneously in every state and territory in Australia.
Ooh, that's some good coin.
There's a story I think we should talk about this person at some point.
Yes.
In 2003, True crime author Mark Dappen published a biography of Carlson titled Carnage, a succulent Chinese meal, Mr. Rent-A-Kill, and the Australian Manson murders that also explores Jack's connections to other criminals. I did
Connected
ask
to those criminals?
Yeah, I did ask Mark to come on the podcast, and he said he's very sick of talking about Jack.
Right.
This is the reason why.
That's fair.
The book also revealed that Carlson was an admirer of Adolf Hitler and Nazis in general, and that on at least one occasion he threw a party at his home to celebrate Hitler's birthday. Adolf, as friends knew him, was also a painter, and until his death also declared a meal's succulence was of the utmost importance.
For
I hated
real?
that. No, that
No,
Don't
I love
make
that.
Hitler jokes.
That's great.
Carlson died from prostate cancer on the 7th of August 2024 at the age of 82. The enduring appeal of the video lies in its blend of comedy, drama, and absurdity. A perfect storm that turned an ordinary event into one of the most iconic internet moments of all time. And that, Georgia Love and Oliver Clark, is the story of Democracy Manifest.
Wow.
Well told, Sammy.
Thank you so
Well
much.
told.
Isn't
It's
that a
a-
fascinating story?
It's a tale as old as time.
Oh, as old as
that?
2009.
Eating a meal and
Oh,
getting
1988.
arrested.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you know, going to what that school he went to growing up, you know, now it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, the
Get
Presbyterian
your hands
boys'
off my
school.
penis. There's
Yeah.
triggering things.
Yeah,
going on.
yeah. There's some interesting stuff in there. It's very
Yeah.
strange.
I feel like this clip has become as viral and kind of lauded as it is because it existed before the internet.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
you know,
Sure.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
something that's gone viral. It's just happened, and then the person,
Yeah.
you know, jumps aboard like the Hock Tour girl, and she started
Yeah.
doing a podcast and released
yeah.
all, you know, all
Yeah.
that
Talk
shit.
Tour. It's called Talk Tour.
Took to her.
Whatever. Don't
Oh,
promote it.
that's very good.
I think good on her.
She's got
I
a
think
meme
she's,
coin
I think she's
too.
done great.
No, but my point is, it's not something that's gone viral because
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
gone viral immediately,
Yeah,
and then the
yeah.
person's jumped on it, and it's been shared around, and
Yeah,
they've gone and
yeah,
done a
yeah,
media
yeah,
circuit,
yeah,
blah blah
yeah.
blah. This happened in 1988.
Yes.
Someone somehow has
found it in
unearthed
2009.
So I didn't ask that question earlier because I wondered if that was going to be in the story, but we
No.
don't know how or why.
Don't
it
know how
resurfaced.
that person found it and then all the other
Yeah.
uploads.
Well,
Chris
it kinda
Reason,
makes
I'd
sense.
like
It's
to.
a funny clip.
Oh,
I mean,
it's so funny.
you would want other people to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so absurd.
I feel like from working in TV newsrooms, around about 2009 is when they would have started backing up the
Yeah.
TV newsrooms used to have massive big libraries, as in
digitise.
physical libraries with
right.
all the tapes of all the old news clips.
Yeah.
And when things started becoming more and
Yeah.
more digital, they were digitizing things. So it could have been kind of uncovered. in that.
Yeah.
Who was the guy again?
Chris Reason.
Chris
So
Reason.
who was the one that filmed it. So he was the reporter for
Oh,
Channel
the
7.
Channel 7 guy.
And he got a tip off that there was, they caught like a fraudster and,
Yeah.
and that they were going to arrest him.
And-
so he raced down and it was
and-
like very early in his career.
Who posted it again? Who was
Oh, so a random YouTube
'Cause how did he
person.
get
Yeah,
it?
that's what I don't
That's
know.
what I
Yeah.
Maybe he had maybe he was videoing something on his VHS player.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
movie night or something, wanted to record the movie, and it was just in a commercial or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Breaking
who knows?
news.
It seems so strange that it was uploaded in 2009 as well. Or
The timing does kind of check out for when they might have
That was
started
the
digitizing
same
stuff
year
more.
as Chick Chick Boom Girl.
Was it
Oh.
2009? How do you know that off the top of your
Because
head?
I'm in that Chick Chick Boom clip technically.
What?
What?
I'm on the
What?
poster in the
What?
background.
What?
Yeah.
No. Okay, everyone
to-
do exactly what we're doing now and Google it
What are you
immediately.
talking about?
Well, if you
Chick-
have a look, do you remember the Chick
What?
Chick
How
Yeah, I
do
do. Chick Chick Boom.
CHK. Boom.
Her name was Claire Wubanoff.
How do you know that?
Chick Chick Boom. Can you look it up, G? You can look
Oh,
it
it's
up.
coming up with a song. Chick Chick
Boom.
Boom Girl.
Yeah.
Chick Chick Boom. I don't even know how to spell that. Chick
Oh my
Chick
God,
Boom.
it's not.
Just Chick Chick. If that's any help.
Yeah, thank
Hey,
you.
six-
I guess
six
spell it like
beers.
Chick Chick.
That's right.
Is that you, Oliver?
That's me.
Can you show me? Can you show me? Oh my god!
Oh my God, please.
Show the camera that.
everyone,
That's amazing.
Everyone right now Google. This is the photo you need to Google and zoom in, and on the poster behind, that is Oliver Clark.
Oh my god, that is
2009.
amazing. We
Who
put it on the
knew?
Instagram. That needs to be our photo on the Instagram.
Oh my God. This is incredible stuff.
Chick Chick Boom.
This was not a setup, but
So
it
can you
really
explain,
feels like
G,
it was.
what that story was? Do you remember that? She came out talking about a drive-by shooting, I think, that had
Yeah, I
happened
think
at the
it was
time.
like that, yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
she
it was
said
a
that someone walked out and she was Vox Pop.
Yeah.
And she walked out and going, yeah. And then it was like, chick, chick, boom. Like it was just a...
Chick, chick, boom. And then
Yeah.
they drive away and blah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Which
just,
was
again, one
bizarre.
of those just stupid viral. I hate the news things that go viral. I hate them.
Being a news person.
Yes, I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
yeah,
everywhere, though.
it
And they're a
was
lot
that.
of fun, too, though.
They are fun. My favourite of all time is an Australian politician
Bob
who,
Catter. Yep.
well, let
Let 1,000 blossoms bloom as far as I'm concerned. But I ain't spending more time on it.
But one that is lesser known,
Yeah.
but it is absolutely my favourite, is it was when Barnaby Joyce that found out, and our overseas listeners are hating this, an Australian politician was discovered to have been having an affair with one of his staffers.
I know this clip that you're talking about. You've shown it to me.
Yes, and it was big news when this all came out, and when Parliament got out that day, all the parliamentarians were walking out one by one, and everyone was all the media were trying to get grabs from people. And this one parliamentarian walked out and was kind of like, oh, amazing, they want to speak to me. I think she's like a backbencher or something that, no one ever speaks to. She was like, great, people want to speak to me. And she stood there and said something about whatever they'd spoken about in Parliament that day. And then someone asked her about Barnaby Joyce. And I'm going to play it.
Wow.
It is
Didn't
the
see it
best.
coming. She didn't see it coming at all.
Okay. let me
It's
look
up there with when someone asked Tony Abbott, the former Prime Minister of Australia,
yeah, and
a
he-
question, and he just starts nodding.
Oh, it was
Because he
that
doesn't
good.
want to. He doesn't want to
silent.
answer. And he just nods for a really long time, but he just keeps nodding and nodding and nodding. It just goes forever. For some reason, there are
looks
just so
crazy,
many.
or looks like he's having a stroke or something.
Yeah, there are so many clips of Australian politics, in particular, that for some reason are just so
It's real
weird
cringe.
and
It's just
iconic.
cringy.
And yeah, you're gonna play
Okay,
this
I've
right
got
now.
this one.
Oh.
Liberal Senator Lisa Gashui didn't have anything good to say about the remarks.
Did it surprise you what she said yesterday?
Wow. Wow. Next question. See ya.
Next question. See
She
ya.
just walks off. It's amazing.
That's great. That's great.
That's very funny.
That's so funny.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's great.
You're very good.
I like the idea of people just walking off more.
Oh, it's great.
Don't
Just
explain
leave.
yourself.
She
You don't
literally
need
says,
to.
next question.
That's so
See
good.
ya,
See
and
ya.
walks off.
That's so good.
I confronted someone, I guess, on the weekend. I saw their dog squatting, taking a poop, and then they were ahead of it, and I was running past, and I saw the dog squatting. I was like, I was pooping. And then I ran ahead, and they go, come on, Jackie, or whatever the dog was. And I went, oh, your dog just took a shit. And they're like, no. And she had a poop bag in her hand already, but I think they had two dogs. I went, well, no, I just saw it squatting. It was taking a poop. I didn't know for sure, but it was assuming that obvious position of a poop. Obvious.
Yeah. We all know it.
Could have been pissing, mate. Anyway, but she was like, well, I don't think she did because I just turned around and kept running. You know, he just
God,
go,
that's so
I'm not
awkward.
debating this.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just-
yeah, yeah.
I just let
See
you
ya.
know your dog's taking a poop.
I'm not going to stay around.
I've
and
got a
find
run
out.
to do.
I'm actually quite
But
busy.
then
at
as
the
I
moment.
thought about it, I went, I hope that dog did take a poop. 'Cause
Yeah.
I wasn't 100% on that.
It's also so odd to say no. Just
No.
like let the man run past.
Well,
and
I was
deal with
thinking about
later.
that too, going, why was she? But then I went, well, she had a poop bag in her hand, so I get that she. But she obviously went, my dog doesn't poop twice, or
Never.
or I'm proud of my dog picking up skills.
That's a
I
fun
pick up my dog's
angle.
poop every time. How dare you accuse
I
me?
collect them.
You know, so she was affronted by that.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Anyway, but you don't stick around.
You don't stick
I
around.
ain't got time.
No.
No.
But yeah, Jack Carlson. So like,
Yeah.
an interesting figure, quite problematic.
Yeah, so
But-
I didn't know he was that
No.
confused. Or not confused, but
It is
there's
un-
a lot
Yeah,
of,
he
a
was
lot
that
of layers
way.
there.
Yeah,
It is unlike Channel 7 to give time to someone who has a
correct.
problematic past.
Correct.
A penchant for Hitler.
Oh, and
That's
also,
weird.
his paintings are so funny
They're
because they
all-
are not all of them, but quite a few of them, especially when he's being interviewed, are him being arrested. It's so
Yeah,
fascinating.
pathological liar, I think.
Yeah,
seems to
and
be
he was
the
also
obvious-
like in the area. He was quite well known because I think he was so theatrical and just.
He obviously seems he loves his booze too, by the sound of it.
Yeah,
and wasn't one of the
yeah.
plays he did about booze?
Oh,
Like,
was it? Oh, I
yeah,
didn't know that. Yeah,
I forget
okay.
the title of it, but it was something.
Well, this McNeil character that's like the playwright that he met in prison.
Oh
like,
my God.
You know, yeah,
I must
it's
say
so-
that does, like, if you have to be in prison, that sounds like the era of prison I want to be in, where
Doesn't
everyone's
it?
just writing
a play.
producing plays.
and also just paying to get out if you want.
Oh, yeah, true. That part as well.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Oliver Clark, thank you so
Yes.
much for joining us on Thursday treat of Not Another Crime Podcast.
Thanks
if
for
people want to
having
go
me.
and check you out, because, you know, you write the theme song for this goddamn podcast.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
I do every
Forgot
week.
about
I
it.
write it.
Every
It's
week
fresh.
you write
I
it.
play it live.
Yeah.
And thank you for
At the
doing
end
that.
of each show.
Thank you
And
for doing
thank you
that.
again for doing that.
Yes. You're welcome. And
I wish you
your
the
thanks
best.
mean the world to me. I'll certainly I'll hold them dear to my heart for a long,
quite nice, actually.
long time to come.
Oh, wow.
If people want to find you, Oliver,
They can, they can find me. I do a lot of music and singing, which is kind
do.
of my preferred thing. I
The
love
Oliver
that. I
Clark
love it.
on
The
Instagram.
Oliver Clark on the Instagram.
Yep.
Look on Spotify. All my albums are up there, including the Making Muffins.
great album.
But check out the video clip, of course, because it's got Tony Martin in there, of course. I'm surprised you didn't look at the video clip after you had heard him talk about the fact he was on it.
I think I
You obviously
didn't
just went-
because I always listened to that radio show while I was getting ready for work in the morning. So I've
Right.
obviously been like kind of running around listening to it and
Oh.
not. And then by the time I've got to
Yeah.
work, I've not thought I'm going to stop and look up
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, no, that's
yeah.
fair. That's fair. But yeah, there's other great people in there as well. Good,
Oh, it's
good
great.
clip. And other content of mine that just features me.
One of my, I truly think the hardest and, and longest I've ever laughed at one thing is when Sammy first showed me
I can
the
imagine.
clip,
What a surprise.
is again on YouTube from another podcast that Sammy used to have called Confessions. He did a live show and Missy Higgins was in the audience. And Sammy asked Oliver to do a jazzy version of Missy Higgins, The Special 2. And it was the cold open of the show that the
So long.
comedy audience was not expecting.
Introduced by the one and only first
Peter
up,
Hitchener.
Sir Peter
Hitch,
Hitchener,
yeah.
Australian legend at Channel 9 News in Melbourne.
Channel 9 News.
And it is, if you don't know the song, it's not a song that should ever be upbeat and jazzy.
No.
So the upbeat and jazzy version of it is so deeply funny.
Yeah. I remember.
I just love it.
And even Missy at the end, she goes, I didn't realise my song was so long.
Yeah. I remember
And it was
saying that.
upbeat.
It was so funny. Oliver Clark, thank you so much for joining us on Not Another Crime Podcast. Thank you to Oliver Clark for doing the theme music and Tamsin Hayes for doing the artwork. Georgia, can people follow us?
They can
my
follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Not Another Crime Podcast. Can they email us?
They can, absolutely. Sammy@justanotherncompany.com.au. Maybe leave us a voicemail.
How do they do that?
You can do that in the show notes below if you want to leave us a goddamn Speak Pop. God, we'd love to hear your voice. We call it Speak Pop. It's a voicemail, but we'd
is.
love to hear your voice.
What do you call it? A speak what?
Speak Pipe.
Oh,
It's
Speak
just the
Pipe.
name
Just
of
the website.
Oh, okay, right.
Oliver,
There's a
will you
general-
leave us a review?
I will. You know, I have listened to an episode.
I don't care about that anymore. I'm asking if you'll
She's
leave us
over
a
it.
review.